Oh, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about this. It just wouldn't let me make a video on this game, just for some apparent reason. But I'm gonna go to select Act 3. So I will be explaining a Hello Neighbor theory that will make sense to you. It's about both of these games, Hello Neighbor. Oh, can this guy shut up? Hello Neighbor and Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek. So in Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek, you will see that at stage 5, Aaron the boy and Maya the girl, Aaron pushes you off a cliff, and you are taken to a credit scene where it's your grave, and the neighbor very sad. But if you guys didn't know, Maya is the Shadow Man, which can be seen in Act 3, and she has come back to haunt Aaron because rewind it, she got pushed off a cliff, and now the shadow person, he took form of the girl's soul, and now she is the person who is in the basement. You got locked down there. But in Hello Neighbor, you know how the neighbor locks the door on someone. That is because so the neighbor got really mad and sad that Maya's dead. So he tricks Aaron into going into his basement, and then he locks the door because he knows because he's trying to stop the evil that is coming from Aaron. So he locks him in the basement, and it is your job to go figure out what's down there and go save Aaron. But you are playing as the bad guy. You are playing as the bad guy because you're just stepping out his property, breaking his windows, throwing stuff right at his face. So he gets mad at you, and you are no longer friends with him. So you're like against each other. So in Hello Neighbor, the neighbor is actually the good guy. He is not bad at all. He's trying to stop the evil coming from his son. So he locks his son in the basement. But in Act 3, you drive to your new home. Looks cranky, not as fancy, but that's okay, man. So not to spoil anything, but if you watch some Hello Neighbor gameplays, this is for you. When you wake up in the finale, because in the finale, once you beat the big neighbor boss there, which sounds stupid to fight a giant person. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Because it is a dream. So once you are done with that, you will be teleported to a little house, like tilted over, and then you will see the Shadow Man on the other side, and the neighbor barricading the door to prevent the Shadow Man from coming in, because the Shadow Man killed Aaron and then took form of his soul. So now Aaron wants to get his revenge. So he haunts the neighbor everywhere he goes, and makes him feel bad for what he has done to his son. So now the neighbor is starting to become the bad guy to Aaron. But since Aaron killed Maya to you, he is not the bad guy. The neighbor is not the bad guy in both of these games. So you know how you get caught too many times in Act 1 or Act 2. It will take you to a dream or a memory that the neighbor remembers and will never forget. It is that it's that so in Act 1, once you get caught too many times, you will be sent to a room with a bunch of monitors above you. And you will see the neighbor and his car. And he slides over like in the Sonic movie. Then he drives it. But if you walk straight forward, then you will see that a tire comes through the window and breaks it. And if you look outside the window to see what has happened, you will see the neighbor and his car. And he's crying because his wife was inside the car. The wife gets in a car accident with his husband. Now the neighbor's sad, but if you get caught too many times in Act 2, you will be taken to a hospital because the mom goes to the hospital when she gets in a huge car accident. And you will see that there is a motion sensor there, which is to check if you're breathing or not. And you will see that it stops moving and it's just a straight line. The neighbor's sad because he knows his wife is dead now. So it's either one of the kids in the passenger seat, they grabbed the wheel and drove into a car accident, or it was the Shadow Man driving that, and he wanted to kill the neighbor and his family, but he only killed one family member. But in Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek, the neighbor loses his daughter. And now he's getting revenge on his son. But when you wake up from the dream, you realize that you're still in your home. There's no fancy house. And the neighbor's house is not like a 5-story with a big windmill on top of it. You will be... so if you go back to Act 3, you will realize that, yeah, in the dream, the neighbor was over there. He was living over there, but when you wake up from the dream, the neighbor must have been the Shadow Man. Because remember when I showed you guys that I walked over to that house? So the neighbor must have been living there until the people destroyed his home. Then Aaron killed him and took form of his soul, and now he's getting revenge on you because as a kid, you destroyed his house. You destroyed his house, and now he's back for revenge, and he haunts you everywhere you go. So the neighbor is the Shadow Man, so he's both good and bad. But another thing is, in Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek, when Aaron counts for the first time, if you go up the stairs and look up the window, and look at the window out there, you can see the boy that you play as in Hello Neighbor Act 1 and Act 2. And you can see him in the finale. You can find him in Act 3 once you find your way out of the basement. So you will see that, but if you pay very close attention with him playing with his toys, you will see that there is a green car and a red car. The red car is the neighbor's car, and the green car could be seen in Act 3 on the highway. But he's also playing with an airplane, but there is no airplane in Hello Neighbor, so it must be one of those mods where there's an airplane in it. So that can't be good. So that must mean that there was an airplane that lost its wing and it crashed into the neighbor's house in Act 3, and then the neighbor lost his soul and become a black scary beast. That's all my whole Hello Neighbor theory. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.